lovers, welcome to Complete Sports on ComfortTV.channel, your number one spot for everything sports stories from Nigeria and around the world. I am Gold Chemila, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Let's kick things off with the weekend action in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Nasarawa United surged back to the top of the NPFL standings with 27 points following a commanding 3-0 victory over El Kanami Warriors. Enugu Rangers International defeated Niger Tornadoes 1-0, while Enyimba lost away to Katsina United. Remo Stars secured a comfortable 2-0 win over Barao, and Kano Pillars won Ikorodu City 2-1. The match day also saw several draws, with Kwara United and Shooting Stars playing out a goalless encounter, while Wiki Tourists and Bayelsa United shared the points in a 1-1 draw. Abia Warriors and Bendel Insurance also finished 0-0, and Warri Wolves drew 1-1 with Con Califat. Current NPFL standings see Nasarawa United lead the table with 27 points, followed by Ikorodu City with 24 points and Rivers United with 23 points. At the bottom, we have Bendel Insurance, Barao FC, and Kano Pillars. Over in the Premier League, Arsenal delivered a statement performance in the North London derby, thrashing Tottenham 4-1 at the Emirates Stadium to extend their lead at the top of the table. Eberechi scored 3 out of these 4 goals. Chelsea won Burnley 2-0. Aston Villa climbed into the top 4 with a 2-1 comeback victory at Leeds, thanks to Morgan Rogers' second half double. Liverpool's troubles continues after a 3-0 home loss to Nottingham Forest. In Monday's action, Manchester United squandered a chance to move forth by losing 1-0 at home to 10-time Everton. Current Premier League standings sit at the top of the summit with 29 points, Chelsea are second with 23 points, and Manchester City coming third with 22 points. Leeds United, Burnley, Wolves languishes in the relegation zone. Liverpool at 12th with 18 points, and Manchester United, also on 18 points, managed to escape the bottom half. In Spain, Barcelona won Athletic Club 4-0. Atletico Madrid also won their away match against Getafe 1-0, while Real Madrid were held to a 2-2 draw by Elche. Despite this draw, Real Madrid remain at the top of the table with 32 points. Barcelona are very close with 31 points. Villarreal are 2 points behind Barcelona with 29 points, and Atletico Madrid are fourth with 28 points. Over in Serie A, AC Milan edged Inter Milan 1-0 in the Derby della Madonnina, a crucial result in the title race. Roma bounced back with a 3-1 victory over Cremonese, while Lazio secured a 2-0 victory against Lecce. Napoli won Atalanta 3-1, and Juventus were held to a 1-1 draw against Fiorentina, while Como produced a stunning 5-1 thrashing of Torino. Roma are first with 27 points, AC Milan and Napoli are second and third with 25 points, while Inter Milan are fourth with 24 points. In Germany, Bayern Munich stormed past Freiburg in a 6-goal demolition, while RB Leipzig defeated Werder Bremen. Borussia Dortmund played out a thrilling draw with Stuttgart, and Union Berlin secured a 1-0 away victory at St. Pauli. 17-year-old Leonard Karl started for Bayern Munich in their impressive 6-2 victory over Freiburg with goals and assists, while Michael Olise provided 2 goals and 3 assists. Bayern Munich continued to lead the way with Leipzig, Leverkusen and Dortmund in second, third and fourth. Over to the Champions League. Match day 5 of the UEFA Champions League produced major shocks and high-scoring encounters as clubs continued their push for qualification in the league phase format, with the results causing significant movement on the table. On Tuesday, Benfica strengthened their position with a 2-0 win away at Ajax, while Union Saint-Gilloise edged Galatasaray 1-0. Galatasaray were without Victor Osimhen. Borussia Dortmund produced one of the most dominant displays of the round, sweeping aside Villarreal 4-0, and Chelsea impressed with a convincing 3-0 victory over Barcelona, a result that further deepened the Spanish side struggle in the standings. Juventus battled a 3 3-2 win over Bodo Glimt, while Bayer Leverkusen shocked Manchester City with a 2-0 win at the Etihad. Marseille defeated Newcastle United 2-1, Napoli saw off Karabakh 2-0, and Slavia Prague held Athletic Bilbao to a goalless draw. Wednesday matches delivered even bigger storylines. Arsenal maintained their perfect record with a 3-1 win over Bayern Munich, cementing their place at the top of the table with 15 points. Atletico Madrid defeated Inter Milan 2-1, while Atalanta stunned Eintracht Frankfurt, scoring 3 quick goals to seal a 3-0 victory. At Anfield, PSV Eindhoven pulled off the shock result of the week, beating Liverpool 4-1. Real Madrid survived a late scare to overcome Olympiacos 4-3. Kylian Mbappe scored 4 of these goals, and Paris Saint-Germain won an 8-goal thriller, beating Tottenham Hotspur 5-3. Sporting CP wrapped up the round with a comfortable 3-0 win over Club Brugge. The results tightened the league phase standings significantly. Arsenal remain clear at the top with 15 points, while PSG, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan and Real Madrid follow closely on 12. A crowded pack, including Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea, Sporting CP, Manchester City and Atalanta, all sit on 10 points, making the chase for the top 8 automatic qualification increasingly competitive. Meanwhile, Barcelona, after the heavy defeat to Chelsea, dropped further down the table to 18, leaving their knockout hopes under early pressure. Moving on, former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi has dismissed head coach Eric Schell's claim that voodoo was responsible for Nigeria's World Cup playoffs final defeat to Democratic Republic of Congo, calling it a lame excuse. The tactician's controversial comment has stirred a heated backlash from football fans, analysts and former players, with Mikel leading the criticism on his podcast. Instead, Mikel blamed poor preparation, disorganization and player unrest for the defeat. According to him, the team's decision to protest unpaid bonuses and allowances during their World Cup preparation was the real reason behind their underperformance. The former Chelsea midfielder didn't spend Nigeria Football Federation either. He accused them of failing to create a stable environment for the team. It's worth recalling that the Super Eagles had boycotted training in Morocco in protest of long-standing unpaid bonuses and allowances, some dating back years. The disruption came just before their decisive clash against Gabon and their next qualifier against Congo, severely affecting preparations. Still on the World Cup qualifications, former president of the NFF, Mr. Pinnick, has attributed the Super Eagles' failure to reach the 2026 FIFA World Cup partly to changes in the qualification structure, insisting the team would have stood a better chance under the 2018 format. Mr. Pinnick made the remarks at Big Sport Dialogue in Ikoyi during an exchange with National President of the Authentic Nigerian Football and Allied Sports Supporters Club, Mr. Abayomi Ogunjimi, who questioned his influence and impact during his tenure on CAF and FIFA councils. He argued that Nigeria's inability to reach the 2022 World Cup and the impending absence from the 2026 edition could not be separated from broader structural issues within African qualification, noting that the 2018 pathway offered more balance and flexibility to strong teams. Mr. Pinnick referenced performances recorded during his administration, including notable victories and competitive displays against high-profile opposition, as evidence that the national team was progressing despite missing out on Qatar 2022. He also highlighted his involvement in negotiation that led to the creation of Nigeria's widely praised national team jersey. Beyond on-field matters, he emphasized the gains made in administrative representation, stating that his leadership period secured placement for numerous Nigerians across CAF and FIFA committees. He described the level of influence built during the period as unprecedented, adding that some contributions were not suitable for public disclosure. He maintained that scrutiny of football administrators was healthy, but urged a broader focus on achievements rather than persistent criticism. According to him, Nigeria's consistent emphasis on negative narratives undermines collective development. Despite the team's recent setback, Mr. Pinnick stated that he remains committed to Nigerian football and will continue to use his current international role, including his involvement in the 2026 World Cup Committee, to advance the country's interests even in the absence of the Super Eagles at the tournament. Former Super Eagles winger Emmanuel Amuneke and ex-international Etim Esin have urged the NFF to focus on grassroots football development following Nigeria's failure to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Amuneke emphasized the importance of nurturing young talent from the grassroots level rather than relying heavily on foreign-based players. He recalled his own rise through local youth systems and stressed that Nigeria has ample talent provided young players are given the right environment and support. Esin, who represented Nigeria at the 1986 FIFA World Cup Youth Championship, highlighted the disparity in facilities between home-based and foreign-based players. He noted that Nigerian players could compete at the highest level if they received the same quality of coaching, training, and infrastructure available abroad. Nigeria's youth teams have historically excelled on the global stage, holding the record for the most under-17 World Cup titles with 5. Nwankwo Kanu also played a pivotal role in Nigeria's Olympic gold medal win in 1996 at just 19 years old. However, recent years have seen a decline. Nigeria failed to qualify for the last 2 under-17 World Cups and has not participated in Olympic football since finishing third in 2016. Amuneke and Esin's calls underline the urgent need for the NFF and government agencies to invest in grassroots football, infrastructure, and player development if Nigeria hopes to regain its prominence on the international stage. Complete Sports will be back after this short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Paul Pogba made his first professional appearance in more than 2 years, coming off the bench during Monaco's 4-1 loss to Rennes. The 32-year-old entered the match in the 85th minute with Monaco already reduced to 10 men and trailing by 4 after captain Denis Zakaria had been sent off. The French World Cup winner Pogba broke down in tears when he joined Monaco last summer, after his 4-year doping ban was reduced to 19 months by the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS. Pogba's last competitive appearance was 811 days ago when he featured for Juventus in Serie A match against Empoli on 3rd September 2023. He left Juventus by mutual consent in November 2024. Pogba was provisionally banned from football for 4 years after a positive test for DHEA in February 2024 following a doping test in August 2023. Pogba maintained it was a mistake and that he had been given a supplement without knowing it contained a banned substance. The former Manchester United midfielder was also permitted to return to football in March following the decision to reduce his ban. Moving on, Chelsea and England goalkeeper Hannah Hampton has been named BBC Women's Footballer of the Year 2025 after a remarkable year for both club and country. Hampton played a pivotal role in Chelsea's domestic treble last season, keeping 13 clean sheets in 22 Women's Super League matches. Her standout performances extended to the international stage, where she became England's first choice goalkeeper. Hampton was instrumental in England's Euro 2025 campaign, saving 2 penalties in the final against Spain to secure a 3-1 shootout victory and help the Lioness defend their European crown in Switzerland. The 25-year-old beat teammate Alexia Russo, who finished second, and Spain's Aitana Bonmati, who came third in the public vote. Hampton is only the second goalkeeper to win the award, following former England colleague Mary Earps in 2023. The achievement comes amid intense media scrutiny. Earlier this year, Mary Earps criticized Hampton in her autobiography, claiming she had been disruptive and unreliable. Hampton, however, remained focused on her game, emphasizing resilience and self-belief despite the controversy. Hampton's journey from second-choice goalkeeper to hero included crucial save in 2 penalty shootouts. In the quarterfinals against Sweden, she denied 2 spot kicks in a marathon 3-2 shootout. In the final against Spain, she blocked penalties from both Mariona Caldente and Aitana Bonmati. She described these saves as her way of giving back to a team that had defended heroically throughout the campaign. Her personal challenges this year added to the pressure. Hampton learned of her grandfather's passing just 2 days before the tournament, a loss she said motivated her to perform for both him and his memory. Reflecting on her role as England's #1, Hampton highlighted the growing recognition of women's goalkeeping. She praised predecessors such as Carly Telford, Karen Batsley, and Mary Earps for paving the way and acknowledging the contributions of current goalkeepers Kiara Keating and Anna Morehouse in continuing to raise the profile of the position. Hampton's combination of skill, composure, and mental strength has cemented her status as one of the leading figures in women's football, demonstrating that goalkeepers can be both heroes and leaders on the biggest stages. Away from football a little, rising heavyweight prospect Moses Itauma has cautioned Jake Paul ahead of the YouTube-turned boxer's upcoming bout against former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, insisting the challenge is far beyond anything Paul has faced. Speaking during a widely viewed live stream, the 20-year-old British fighter, who has sparred with Joshua, said the American is stepping into a completely different level of competition and predicted that the power and physicality Joshua brings will be overwhelming. Itauma, unbeaten with 10 knockouts in 10 professional fights, stressed that Joshua's punching strength is far superior to that of any of Paul's previous opponents, and even offered to spar with the American beforehand to give him a sense of what he's walking into. Former WBA champion David Haye has also urged caution, expressing concern about the matchup and questioning whether he should go ahead in his current form. This round heavyweight contest between Joshua and Paul is scheduled for December 19 at the Casaya Center in Miami and will stream globally on Netflix. At their first face-off, Joshua's significant height and size advantage over Paul was evident. Joshua reiterated that he plans to impose his physical presence throughout the fight, while Paul insisted he is fully prepared for the challenge and believes he can navigate the 8-round distance. Both fighters have spoken confidently about their preparations, with Paul also expressing interest in future high-profile matchups should he come through the bout. Back to football. Super Eagles head coach Eric Schell has submitted a 55-man provisional list ahead of the 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON in Morocco next month, marking the first major step in Nigeria's preparations for the tournament. After missing out on the international playoffs for a World Cup spot, Eric Schell has turned his focus to AFCON, where expectations remain high following Nigeria's runner-up finish in the 2023 edition in Côte d'Ivoire. The preliminary squad features a mix of familiar faces who have been part of Schell's setup since his appointment, along with several lesser-known players. These emerging talents have been monitored for months and are seen as long-term prospects for the national team. Training camp is scheduled to open on December 8 in Morocco, ahead of the tournament that runs from December 21, 2025 to January 18, 2026. The squad is expected to be trimmed down to 24 and 27 players in line with the Nigerian Football Federation guidelines and Confederation of African Football revised regulations. CAF's updated squad rules now allow teams to register up to 27 players, though only 23 will have their travel, accommodation and logistics costs covered by CAF. The remaining 4 slots are optional and must be funded by the respective federations, giving teams flexibility to manage their injuries, suspensions, and tactical needs across the tournament. Shaw has emphasized the need for depth, tactical versatility, and psychological resilience in the squad, hoping the expanded list will help identify players who can deliver on these fronts. With Nigeria seeking its first AFCON title since 2013, the pressure is on for the Franco-Malian coach to assemble a squad capable of ending the 12-year continental drought. And that is where we end things on Complete Sports on ComfortTV.channel. It's been a pleasure having you with us. Before we go, a look back to our major talking points. The Champions League returns with major upsets and shake-up on the table. Former NFF President Amaju Pinnick blamed Super Eagles World Cup miss on revised qualification format. Ex-Super Eagles stars call on NFF to prioritize grassroots football. Pogba returns after 811 days as Rennes beat Monaco. Complete Sports will be back next week with more interesting and juicy sports stories from Nigeria and around the world. Until next time, have a beautiful week. I remain Gold Chimela. Bye.